Jim, another question I wanted to ask you before we get to some listener questions. We've seen a lot of returns recently in WWE. Gallows and Anderson just returned, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, various other people who disappeared in the last year and a half, pandemic slash Triple H losing power and Vince going mad. When they bring these guys back, a Gallows and Anderson, who very publicly were released after signing $750,000 contracts, how many of these guys, and again, everyone's different, they're not Bray Wyatt, but are they being brought back at the same or similar salary? Or do you think WWE says, well, in the last couple of years, you haven't shown yourself to be worth anywhere close to that, and you're not really getting any other work anywhere else? We're going to bring you back at a lot less. What do you think happens?
I don't know, and it's obviously we don't know what amounts people are signing for. And it's a touchy case, and it probably has to go case by case. And because some people, even if they haven't gotten work at comparable rates as they were making there before, they might not want to settle for less. They might just say, fuck it, I won't do this. Maybe they've still got some fuck you money. We're just talking about people at random here. Bray Wyatt didn't go anywhere, and I get the idea that he probably didn't really want to, or he would have done something. He was probably biding his time, and obviously, because of all that merchandise he sold, he's been off for a year or a year and a half, whatever the fuck it was. Nobody's doing any benefits for him. He's probably doing just fine unless he's got some type of personal issues we're not aware of. And, with Gallows and Anderson, I think there would be with me, there'd be a fucking issue with that. Yes, we signed for the offer that you made us, and then 3 months later you said, no, we changed our mind. I would have goddamn said, you'll pay me exactly what you were paying me before, or fuck you, I'll goddamn drive a cab. But that's me. I don't know what the Japanese situation is. They've been working for New Japan, but now apparently Anderson's double booked on the day of the Japanese big show. He's going to be here doing something else with the WWE. And New Japan's not happy about that.
I think that's the day of the Saudi Arabia show.
Well, there you go then. He can't be in Saudi Arabia and Tokyo at the same time. So
why are people still getting belts if they're not in their contract? AEW just did this too. Moxley was the world champion while he had no contract.
Again, that's another. I've related a story. I did that once, and I'd never do it again because guys will lie to your face. Kenny King, fucking piece of shit. But nevertheless, so they had to have given them enough money that they're now pissing Japan off, like they're not going to have to go back there again real soon. So, I don't know, but the point is, with the WWE, they can give any salary. It's not going to affect their goddamn profitability. They pay the boys, a single percentage of their overall gross revenue for the year. Some number in the single percentages. So, I think they would want to not only bring some people back, but also have those people sending out the word, hey, we got treated fairly this time. Hey, they did, come up with some money and serious negotiations. And it's not, you're hit and miss bullshit like it was with Vince, and he can wake up on the other side of the bed and change his mind about everything. That's the kind of message I think they're wanting to get out. And if they've got to give a few guys an extra couple $100,000 a year, what the fuck? They spend a couple $100,000 on catering. It's with that company right now, that's not an issue. Meanwhile, as we've just proven, the other company, there's over 125 men alone drawing a regular paycheck. We haven't even gone through the women yet, and half of them are completely unnecessary to the bottom line. And those were contracts that were given out by Tony from scratch. There wasn't a precedent set. There wasn't like, oh, Angelico's used to making $150,000 a year. I got to top that. These people had never had fucking contracts before. He just signed them when they would have been happy with a fucking song and a dance. He gave them the whole Broadway musical. So that's the thing, is it's not going to affect the WWE if they give a few $100,000 a year here and there to any one of a couple of dozen different talents to make sure that they're happy, they get what they want, and they get the word out. Whereas Tony is hemorrhaging a paycheck for close to 200 fucking people of some description every week. Half of them you never see, and half of them should have been fucking signed to begin with because they're useless. So I'm fully thinking that the WWE is making strategic acquisitions of people that not only they want back, but that they think will be in contact with other people to tell them the worm has turned.